Hi there. Welcome to the veritable edge of Western civilization yet to gain. Today is show number 171. This is April 21st, 2015. Today is Tuesday, Mars Day, day of initiation, self-initiation, and action. And spent past hour or so photographing some of my old work with a camera that's borrowed from a friend that's got some high res. It is supposedly there was a storm supposed to come in for tomorrow, Wednesday, but I checked and it's actually been pushed back to Friday. But nobody has told the sky that, so it's kind of, the light's a little weird right now, but beautiful, and we're grateful for that, I'll tell you. This is the piece that we finished yesterday. From naked canvas to completion, all in the space of 40 minutes. Today is probably going to be a little shorter show, because, yeah, I don't know, that was just my intuition. So, see what happens. So definitely feeling the spring. Feeling like it's a really great time to use the energy of initiation, of new beginnings, and all that kind of stuff to, that's a good size, to move in new directions. Yep. Just guesstimate this. There we go. Here comes my favorite sound. Love that sound. I don't know why, but it works for me. There's another one of the good sounds. I don't know what it is about that either, other than the fact that I've been hearing that ever since I was a little kid, because we grew up outside of an Air Force base. And I think it's the little kid in me that just loves that.
I was born on 4/19, so I can be ready.
You know, life is so funny. You think you want something to happen. You think, you know, if that thing happened, that would be really amazing and really wonderful. And then your life happens in that direction, and the reality of what you thought was going to happen occurs. And then and the fun begins. I was talking to my sister Chris today, and she's you know, she relocated to Santa Cruz, and she called me up and she goes, "David," it's like Chris. She goes, "David, I'm happy." It's like, good, Chris. What? That's a good thing, right? She goes, "I've never been so happy." Like, yeah. She says, "I'm not used to being happy." I said, "Well, can you get used to it? You know." It really warms my heart because she's worked so hard for so long. And that's what I told her. You know, she's been living under crisis for so long that it, you know, when you live in crisis mode, you're in a constant state of stress and anxiety. And then when you know, because she relocated, it's like all the things that were, you know, stressing her out were all the causes for that kind of stress were all just severed, you know. So now she's in a position where she doesn't have anything feeding that other than from within, you know. And there's nothing within to keep that going, and without her seeing that she's just keeping it going. And you know, we really just want to be in harmony, right? So we said, you know, it's natural that you're going to feel, you know, like a fish out of water because you're just used to being stressed out. But you're just going to have to get used to being happier than you're used to, you know. So, where's the big brush? It's kind of the enviable position to be in, you know. But it just goes to show how, you know, when you ask for something and you get it, it can present its own challenges, you know. This is a great idea. Let's get a bigger brush going on here. Oops. There we go. Hello. Friend of yours? That was cool.
All the barking that way.
This probably isn't even showing up on there. It looks like. She's really cute. Okay with me. Gonna have a little fun with this one. Hey there. Cool. Good. Alrighty then. So last week, I took a couple of days I think I took the whole week off, it seemed like. I had a friend visiting, and got kind of a message from the universe, just chill out for a minute and take a good look at my life. Mine. And it's very interesting. Very interesting. To me, anyway. I've been in kind of a dilemma for quite a while, for about 8 years now. Because I've been since then I've been living out of a Volkswagen bus, trying to eke out a living here on the boardwalk, and that's had its own challenges, of course. And I've tried numerous things to kind of raise my standard of living. And the way that I ended up living in the bus, thankfully, was because the economy went completely, and when the economy went, because I was living on the disposable income of people, because people don't really need art, right? We were the canary in the coal mine here on the boardwalk, and my business went down the tubes. And I realized that about 2007, the summer of 2007, was probably the last time, most recent time in my life, when I actually felt like I was winning. Winning at life. Winning being defined by, you're able to do your passion. Your passion is providing an income that's enough for you to live where you want to live, doing what you want to do, so that if you decide you want to do something else, you can do that. You can go, if I decided I wanted to go to Europe, I could just say, okay, I need this much money to do that. And if I work at this for this long, which was my usual course of action, I'd just apply myself here on the boardwalk, then I could be pretty much assured that I would walk away with X amount of money at the end of a certain period, and then I could go and do what I felt like I wanted to do. And at the same time, being here, I had different artistic opportunities presenting themselves that certainly wouldn't have presented themselves if I was in some place like where I'm from, Cape Cod, which is one of the main reasons why I came here. That and the fact that there's, right here on the beach, there's millions of people walking by here, and you never know who you're talking to, and you never know where that might lead. Yeah, put some of that in there. So I had some opportunities that presented themselves right around the time that the economy went down. And so I figured, well, maybe that's the universe telling me that it was time to evolve from making my living off the boardwalk. So I took advantage, what I thought was taking advantage of those opportunities that were being presented. And it turned out that all of those opportunities, you know, like I had a licensing agent. I signed a licensing contract in 2007 for this woman who was starting a new licensing company to try to license my work to, you know, different companies that wanted to use it for whatever their trip was, you know. So like, you know, T-shirts at companies and home furnishings companies, clothing companies, you know, merchandising, right? And it's at the time it sounded like this would be, if that worked out, that would be really cool, right? Because I've already done the work. All I have to do is essentially allow her to get me paid. That's how it appeared on paper and whatnot, you know. And but unfortunately, that 5-year contract came and went, and nothing substantial occurred. And meanwhile, there was a time there I felt like I was working for her. Because you say, well, what do we, you know, need this image in this format, and can you get it to me by blah, 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 you know? And so I'd be out doing that and, you know, busting my butt to get it to her in hopes that it would sell or whatever, and it didn't. Okay. It's an odd time of day to be doing this really wet work. Because we're going to have to pack it up soon, but we're having fun anyway, so take that. This is the really interesting part. See that? Get down in here. Yeah. I like that. What's going on in here? It's like there's a big wad of this. Whatever. So anyway, last week I was just looking at this situation, you know, wondering how it gets better, and because it looks like, you know, the boardwalk is fun. I love working here. If I had $1 billion, I would still work here, just because it's a great place to paint, you know, and meet people and all that. If I had $1 billion, I would have a studio gallery here in one of these buildings on the beach. That would be my home base, just so you know. So if anybody's got $1 billion they want to, you know, invest in David continuing to be a beach bum, you just, you know, slide me a personal email. Yeah. But so I sat out there on the beach for a couple of days, not doing, and just witnessing, examining my life and choices and all this stuff. And one of the things that I came to realize was what my strategy has been, what my life strategy has been ever since I can remember, since I was a child. And I would say my life strategy has always been in the neighborhood of the Tao, in the general area of the Tao and Zen. You know, Zen Tao, Tao Zen. And for those of you that may not know what the Tao is, as in Taoism, it means the way. Suddenly, everything is looking very blue. My hair looks blue. This is interesting. I wonder what's going on with that. But I love blue. So it's like the Tao Zen, Zen Tao, ninja, Jedi approach to life, you know, which is really, the Tao means the way. And recognizing that there is a natural way that the universe unfolds. And so I've always tried to be in alignment with that and, you know, conduct myself with respect for that first and foremost, you know, and mindful action, you know. And somehow it before I realized that, I was like, what am I going to do? What am I to do? You know? And then I realized, hey there, I realized that I've always had this strategy, you know, and it worked great. It worked great right up until the economic collapse, right? And then it actually worked really well. It kept working because, you know, it could have been a lot worse, you know, and I didn't starve to death. You know, I had amazing things. I published a lot of books. I went into publishing and, you know, wrote and published 15 books and 2 movies in that time that I would not have done. I wouldn't have, you know, made the time to do if I was spending all that time on the boardwalk. I took about 2 or 3 years off from the boardwalk, thinking I was never coming back, and then I came back and dived in, you know, when they got rid of the lottery system again. Because at the same time that the economy went down into the tubes, the boardwalk economy was also stressed by all this political stuff from the city trying to regulate the boardwalk and everything. And finally, 3 years ago, they gave up. They let they got rid of the lottery system that I had never supported or been even taken part in. I've never even attended a lottery session or whatever. And the day that they made it, they got rid of the lottery was the day that I started working on the boardwalk again. And just in the nick of time, because for those 3 years I never had like an income that I could count on. Not that you can count on an income here, but it used to be before 2007, before 2008, you could count on the fact that if you showed up and put in the time and effort and energy and all that kind of stuff, you could walk away with X amount of money. You know, that had been my business model from 2000 until 2007. You know, and so it worked for whatever, how many years that was, 7 or 8 years. But in 2008, it began to be a situation where you could show up, you could put in the work, but you couldn't be guaranteed that work would result in any sort of money coming in. And that hasn't changed. It hasn't flipped back to that. You know, it's been that kind of situation ever since. You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. You'll go like yesterday and today. I haven't. Not one person has actually, you know, stopped and even asked how much something is, you know, for 2 days. And then, but then Sunday, you know, you have on Sunday, people were buying, you know, it was amazing. But then, you know, last Tuesday, the last day before that I worked, I made $20. You know, it's like, how do you, and the thing is, whether I make money or I don't make money, it's the same amount of work. You know, it's lugging it all out here and packing it up and taking it back, and which at this stage for me, that's part of my daily exercise. You know, it's a meditation to do all that. You know, but at some point, I have to look and say, you know, what's the best use of my time and effort and energy and everything. You know, and what's the payoff here? How's that work? Yeah. So let's get some more black in there. Okay. Hi. So I guess what I'm saying is one of the best things that came out of that inquiry of last week was up until last week, I've been feeling these tensions and whatnot, but I didn't, part of it was that I didn't know that I had a strategy, you know, and finally the last day my friend was here, I realized what my strategy has been and has been all along, and I can see that it's actually been working to a point, you know, and you know that strategy is the Zen Tao, the Tao Zen, you know, the ninja Jedi path, you know, and so it's like, you know, if you've ever been stuck on the side of the road, you know, the car broke down, which I'm kind of an expert at. Not that that's anything to be lauded or applauded, but I've definitely been stuck on the side of the road more times than I could ever count. And the main problem about being stuck on the side of the road is when you don't know, when you don't know what it is, why it is that you're stuck. You don't know what is wrong with the car, right? As soon as somebody can come along and tell you, give you an idea of what's wrong, then you can then it takes a load off. You know, you can kind of plan accordingly. You know, and you can. It's that not knowing, it's that unknown that can be the source of anxiety, and yeah. So I guess for me, up until I realized that I've had a life strategy that I've been working for all these years, I felt better. You know, I felt like, okay, at least I know what my strategy has been. You know, I can acknowledge that. So anyway, light is really weird on the screen here. Now it looks like the blue is alive. It's moving, pixelating or something. I don't know. And the yellow looks all washed out. Doesn't look anything like what it looks here, I'll tell you. Let's see. Does that help at all? I don't know. Okay, so that's our background. Me thinking. So yeah, 29%. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful sunset coming over the. It's bad I can't show that to you. Oh well.
Usually, what time do you start feeding? 10 o'clock. Be here tomorrow, huh? Day out. Free. Never know what's going to
Here come the horsies. Well, it's looking like it's time to pack it up. So we're probably going to call that a day. That it for today. And
Yeah. Where's that? Yeah.
so much for the horsies. Well, maybe we can do a little spin move. You can see the sunset. Let's try that. Okay. Can you see it? There's the sun right there. It doesn't do it any kind of justice. Can't see the oranges. Oh well. It's right. Okay. Well, I'm very dark. Crazy people. There we go. There it is. Last look for the day. What do we have? Oh, we're not bad. It's not bad. Yep, the sun is sitting. You can't see it, but the sun is sitting on the horizon, right on the mountaintop right now. Right there. Put that in there. I would say it's right about there. There. No. I don't even know if that. Let's see. Step out.
Stop it. She's a girl, dude, stop it.
Cool. There goes the sun for the day. I'll get some more white at the stove. Well, thanks again for listening and for providing this free therapy session for David. Okay. So, once again, there may actually be a show tomorrow. But if it rains on Friday, definitely not one on Friday. So, okay. So this was show number 171. And the next one will be show number 172. And hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you again for showing up. And remember, we love you.